Okay, so I finally got to see Thor Ragnarok. Um, it took a while, but shit kept coming up, so finally got to see it, but better late than never, am I right? Yeah, so this, this is the latest movie, and I guess the final Thor movie? So this is going to be interesting to talk about because, okay, look, first and foremost, a couple things. One, I know the movie's been out for like almost a week, and soon, it's been over a week since everything's been out, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen it or have already spoiled yourselves on it. But if you have not seen it yet and still don't want to be spoiled, then I'll give you guys a couple seconds to back out because this review is going to involve spoilers. Okay, so I'm guessing if you're still here, you want to be spoiled, or you already saw the movie, or you already saw the spoilers, whatever. And the other thing is, I did like this movie. Don't get me wrong, I did like this movie, but I didn't love it. That's the thing, is I didn't really love it. I thought it was good. It's probably the best of the Thor movies. I will say that this is the best of the 3 Thor films we've had. There's some neat character stuff here and there, but Marvel, buddy, you need to slow down. Not with the movies, but with the humor. You need to put some backpedal on it. You need to put some backpedal on the humor. Yeah. I know that's been a general complaint for everybody with this movie, is that there's a little too much humor in here, but it's true. To quote Kurt Angle, oh, it's true. It's true. But yeah, that's been kind of the thing. I mean, it worked in Spider-Man. It really worked in Guardians of the Galaxy. But the thing is, in here, and don't get me wrong, there's actually some really good humor. There's really good humor, but I think what the problem was, and it's not because, oh, Thor's supposed to be like this Lord of the Rings-esque story. Nah. If anything, I feel like this movie, out of the 3, have really gotten, like, the Jack Kirby kind of cosmic stuff really down. This one got it down, and I cannot pronounce the director's name, but he did What We Do in the Shadows, which I really love. That's a very beloved movie of mine. But I feel like the problem is that the humor doesn't, like, have the best points to stick. Like, it's trying to force you to laugh. Like, when Asgard, yeah, obviously I'm going to talk about this now. When Asgard gets destroyed by Surtur, Doug makes this, says like, oh, there's good foundation, we can bring it back, and then it just blows up. And he's like, oh, nope, those foundations are gone. It's like, really, dude? Come on. And there was also a few other times in here, but there was some good, I will admit that there was some really good humor, but the problem was, whereas I felt like in Spider-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it had more balance between between the humor and the action and the drama. That's where I really felt. And again, I really did enjoy the humor, but at the same time I was like, alright. And the same thing when Banner, because there's this whole thing in here where he has been Hulk for 2 years on Sakaar, and I've got a lot to say about Sakaar. You know, one of my favorite Hulk stories, I'll get to that in a minute. But they do this whole, Banner talks about this whole thing is like, oh my god, I've been Hulk for 2 years, and if I go Hulk again, there may be no chance of me coming back. And when he's fighting Fenrir, he slams into the Bifrost Bridge, and he looks all dead, and then comes back. So I guess Banner's dead? What? Nothing, we don't acknowledge that. Same thing when the Warriors 3 die. We don't even acknowledge that. And there is one death in here that's very dramatic. It's a very good scene. Is between the final moments of Odin between Loki and Thor, and they're all sitting together on like the shores of Norway. And it's a great moment because Odin has this moment was like, "I love you both, my sons," and Loki has this just he doesn't say anything. He just has this facial expression of, "Oh my God, he called me his son. After all this, I'm still his son." Wow. Wow. That was a great moment. That was a great dramatic moment. But again, it doesn't feel like there's a lot. There is some dramatic moments in here, but I never felt like, the humor always kind of killed it in one way or another. or the impact didn't feel right. The impact just didn't feel right. But yeah, the action in here is really good, and when they were using the Led Zeppelin song, twice in here, mind you, it was actually not like for humor, it was actually like to get people pumped, it was like to get you pumped up, and trust me, I was actually kind of pumped. Yeah, that was really cool, so let's talk about Hela. Hela is, I don't know if it's Cate Blanchett. This is the same thing with Ego in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where I don't know if it's the actor or the writing. I think it's more of the actor than the writing, now that I think about it, that really gives this villain a lot of oomph to it. Like, there's a, like, you should be afraid. Like, they don't talk him up. It's the it's the same thing with, like, was it Kurt Russell that really gave a lot of personality to this character, or was it the writing? And that's the same thing with Cate Blanchett in here, is in her role of Hela, because she can be, she is this treated as this unstoppable force, and they show it. It's not like where in some villains in even Marvel movies, especially like a lot of Marvel movies, where they say, oh, he or she is dangerous, and you should watch out for him. But they never really show it. In here, they show what Hela can do. And they treat her like the force that she is, the goddess of death. I also found it interesting that they decided in this continuity to make her Odin's daughter, his firstborn child, rather than, because in the comics, Hela is Loki's daughter. I don't know, maybe it would have made a little more dramatic effect, but I couldn't help but think of Angela and what they did with her, making her Odin's forgotten daughter. I figured that would, I guess that's what they were going for it. But no, I enjoyed Cate Blanchett as Hela. Like I said, they definitely treat her like a real threat. Like, they actually acknowledge that. Valkyrie was pretty good. They give a lot of why she is the way she is. And again, the aesthetic of this world looks so much like there's so many moments where I'm like, that is so Jack Kirby. There's so many Kirby images in here. And I will say that if they ever get the rights to Fantastic Four, at least, just don't bother with X-Men. Not because, I don't want the X-Men, it's that I feel like Fox finally found their footing with what they want to do with the X-Men movies, and I don't want Disney to screw with that. But Fantastic Four, Fox fucked up too many times, so just let them have Fantastic Four in the least, and all those properties. And if they do, I'm not even going to bother with the director's name, but he did What We Do in the Shadows. And I feel like, again, he got the kind of cosmic feel to it, so I feel like this is, the fun to the cosmic stuff, and I feel like if we ever got Fantastic Four back in Marvel, at least them, just get him to do it. Just get him to direct that movie. What was I gonna say? What else was I gonna say? The Hulk stuff with Sakaar. Sakaar is very different in here than it was in the comics. And I really hate sounding like this guy, but when I saw Korg and Meek and they were kind of treated as the comedic duo, I was like, man, because Planet Hulk is one of my favorite comics, not just in Marvel, but in, general. So, there's so much story behind Korg and Meek, and I was kind of hoping to see, where's Elway? Where's Heroim? Where's Kyera? I was missing all those characters, and Meek, if you've read the comic, then you know what the importance of Meek is, as well as Korg, and they were kind of treated like the comedic. And there was some good moments with Korg. I won't lie that they do, but at the same time, I'm thinking in the back of my head, that's not my Korg. It's a funny Korg, but not my Korg. I know it's very weird, and I really hate to sound like this guy. But yeah, there's just so many moments in here that just makes me go, well, why didn't we touch more on that, like the stuff with Banner and Hulk? We never really get to go, and even like Thor. I wish there was a moment where him and Banner had this conversation before Banner just decided to go all Hulk, where he was like, just kind of talking about that dichotomy, because he even told Thor, if I Hulk out again, I may never come back. And it's like, yeah, I know you need him to fight Hela, but seriously, come on, Thor, this is a human life and someone you care about. This is a buddy. Seriously. I wish we did more with that. The Loki stuff was fine. I think Tom Hiddleston at this point. What more can you say about Loki? That doesn't need to be said. I mean, he is Loki at this point. So I'm not going to really touch more on that. But there is some nice moments between him and Thor. I will admit that they really kind of got the whole thing between Thor and Loki, and kind of the dialogue between them was very nice. Probably the best that's been. Actually, no. I will say that throughout the Thor movies, even though they vary in degrees of enjoyment, I will admit that a lot of the Thor Loki stuff, even in the first Avengers movie, has always been like they've always managed to get that right. Anywho, I feel like I'm forgetting a few other things. Executioner was fine. They didn't do a lot with him. But when they did have this big moment with him, with this character, it was nice. Yeah. The only thing, like, again, the humor just really kind of crippled it for me. I feel like that was the thing. But there was some stuff to enjoy. But on the other hand, and I understand a movie has an X amount of time, but I feel like you could have taken out some of the humor and put in some of the drama. Because this is the end of Asgard, and Surtur in here is kind of treated like more like a Deus Ex Surtur Ex Machina. There you go, and Surtur becomes Surtur Ex Machina. That is the best way to put it. Anyway, so at the end of it all, Asgard's gone. What's left of the Asgardians are now like a migrant people, and Thanos found them. I'm pretty sure that, like, I think, yeah, it's Thanos. That's definitely his ship. So. Yeah, I feel like I'm really excited for Infinity War. All in all, just a good movie. Like I said, the best of the 3 Thor movies. There were not just the humor. I'm not going to harp on there was too much humor, but I will say that some of the stuff. I feel like some plot lines just kind of got wrapped up too easily. We didn't go far into it. But on the other hand, still good. Yeah, still good. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of Thor Ragnarok? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.